Oh, look at this landing page. I gave this hero card a bit of a brush up, added this animated header and these little cards here just to build a bit of intrigue and make the landing page a bit more engaging for new users who land here. There's been a very large change to how you can add funds to your account. The whole flow's changed and there's several options for funding your account. On-chain isn't enabled yet, but Lightning is still there as before. You can now choose an amount and it will show you a conversion into gaming chips, as well as the approximate value shown in your preferred display currency. If I click submit, I'm shown a QR as before. When I scan this with any Lightning enabled wallet, I'll pay in sats and I'll receive gaming chips. This is a change from before and I'll go into that now. So the gaming chip. What is it? The gaming chip is designed to be a unit of account within Plunder. It has a fixed exchange rate. So for example, the arcade token is worth 1,000 gaming chips, as you can see here in this new info page. The elite arcade token is worth 10,000 gaming chips. The mystery box is also worth 10,000 gaming chips. And the elite mystery box is 100,000 gaming chips. The gaming chip is really designed as a unit of account. Its primary intention is to bring stability to the platform and allow pricing things across time. There's a load of info I'm going to publish on this soon in a much more user-friendly way as opposed to just rattling on about it in a video. And it's also worth pointing out that this funding flow is relatively temporary. This should be in place for about 6 months or so, after which I'm hoping to build out some more features here that allow more flexibility around pricing and which sort of loot type / currency you use within Plunder. So what I haven't mentioned yet is that this explore button's new. You click it and you can see all the different loot types, or at least most of them that are publicly visible for now. And they've also got these little buttons next to them. You can either view more info about the loot type or you can sell or buy them. You can see here that each loot type has its own stock. There's a limited amount available. When it's sold out, no one can buy any more until either Plunder HQ adds more stock or another user sells their stock into the store. So let me show you how this works real quick. If I click buy, I'll be showing this swap interface. I can choose any loot that I have that is sellable and swap it for any loot that is buyable and is in stock. I'm going to type in 1 and I'll see here the price has been filled in, and of course here you can see the swap info, and if I want to see more details I just click here to see a little handy table. And that's it. I click submit, the swap will be transacted. I can swap this around and sell my token again to get the chips back. Submit. So this allows you essentially to swap from any loot type into any other loot type. It's worth pointing out though that some swaps will incur fees. For example, if I want to swap an arcade token into silver tokens, you'll see here's a breakdown of the swap. So 1 arcade token equals 0.27 grams of silver. And you can also see here, there's the fee. And it's only applied on the silver because that's the only loot type that incurs a fee for this particular swap. And because 1 arcade token doesn't fit exactly into the amount of silver, there's a little bit of a remainder of value. This is returned as change in gaming chips. Just to give you another little example here, if I fulfill this swap and then I swap the direction here and go ahead and buy some copper with the silver I just bought, you'll see here's another conversion. So if I'm selling the silver, I'll get 11 grams of copper out of the deal. And again, there's some change left over from the transaction that won't quite buy a whole gram of copper. So it's just returned as change in gaming chips. But yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. There's a 2.5% fee applied on both sides of the swap, on the sell and the buy side. Another little change I've made in this release is increasing the reward from bonds. You now get 1,500 gaming chips. However, it does take 28 days to unlock instead of the 7 it took previously. Ooh, and one other thing. In the assets page, if you had an asset that was listed for sale for sats, it's now been delisted, unfortunately. So if you want to relist it, go ahead. Here's the current selection of loot types that you can list assets for sale as. So you can see sats is no longer there. However, if you already own sats on Plunder, they'll still be there and you can sell them if you want. Or you can just hold on to them for the future. There'll definitely be some uses for them down the line. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, any Lightning deposits that you make will now show up in the credits tab as well. And there's a bunch more changes dotted around the app. This has been quite a big release, much bigger than I thought, and it took much longer than I was hoping it would, but it's turned out pretty nice. The plan next is to overhaul loot. I want to really lean into the loot angle and give this a massive overhaul and just make loot generally much more useful and tactile. I want to make it feel real. I want to bring a ton of use cases to this loot page and really hash it out so that it's not just a nearly empty page. Like right now there's so much dead space here. I want to fill this with a load of useful features as well as fun features. This is going to take a while, probably another month or so. However, I'll be trying to get out more regular small releases over the coming weeks. So stay tuned for those. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And stay tuned for what's coming next. 2026 is going to be a big year.